Good morning, it's Lisa. Yes, and it is Friday, and it is Let's Talk Friday. Yes, so let's talk. Yes, so in life, people can be divided into three categories. They're the talkers, the critics, and the doers. The talkers, the critics, and the doers. Which one are you? Yeah, so let's talk about that. This is going to be a real let's talk, right? Because we're going to talk. Because I know there are a lot of talkers. So we know the talkers are the ones that just have great ideas, right? Full of ideas. One day I'm going to write that book. One day I'm going to move to Panama. I'm going to move abroad. One day I'm going to get that job. One day I'm going to go back to school. One day, right? We all know the talkers. And honestly, in order to do anything, I know that there's an amount of work that's involved. There's an amount of discipline that's involved. There's a level of sacrifice that's involved, not just with the move to Panama, but to do anything. There's a level of discipline that's involved. And sometimes when people tell me something that they're doing or wanting to do, I already know that, I hate to say this, but I don't see those core foundations in place for them to achieve the things that they are saying they're going to do. So then they're talkers, and they just have really good ideas of things that they want to see, things they want to do, but rarely will they accomplish them. There's the critics, of course, and those are the people that just never build anything of their own, and so they can be very judgmental and prefer the stance of just criticizing what other people are doing who are trying to do something. Just the critic of life. They know. They're the ones that know exactly what you're doing wrong. And not only do they know what you're doing wrong, but they are happy to share it with you. So those are the critics. And then there's the doers, the ones that are actually building, the ones that are actually trying to do things, that are moving and shaking. And though their path is not straight, because it involves risk. So it's the goal to figure out where you are in that spectrum. And if you actually want to build something, do something, take some risk, is to get from all those categories up to the doer. Okay, so a doer, which I could say that Craig and I are doers. We have always been that way. And doers are often the quietest, because they don't need a lot of they don't need a lot of fanfare while they're out doing what they're doing, right? And so oftentimes people won't even know what's happening until they see it. And then it's shocking, and then that sparks the critics, that sparks the talkers. So to be a doer, be prepared for hard work, right? Be prepared to take some risk. And so when I say take risk, I don't mean like just pie in the sky type of risk. I know that I've often thought that when people would see Craig and I moving, not just moving, but how we move, it appears, people will say stuff like, oh, you guys are so adventurous. Like, I know that it probably looks like we are just flying by the seat of our pants, right? But it's the total opposite. Like, we have done research. By the time we do something, we have saved money. We have done all the things that I've kind of been telling you, so that by the time we do something, it is a calculated risk that we are taking. Okay, and if you're going to take any risk at all, that's how you want it to be. Like, of course, you can't plan for everything that's going to happen, but what you have planned for is, if things do happen, then what are we going to do about it? So, yeah, I do. That kind of fascinates me at times, because I know people thinking that we are just like cuckoo. But boy, if they really understood the amount of planning and praying and all that we have done before we do anything, then yeah, you'd be like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. So yeah, that's our goal. And I think another thing about being a doer is that you recognize that failure is the best lesson. Failure is the path to greatness. That's the best way to learn. Failing. When you when things don't work out, that's when you know, if you evaluate it and not just say, and not just rest in the failure. Okay, we're not going to rest in the failure. We're going to say, oh man, what happened? Boy, because at some point something happened, like maybe you weren't quite ready financially, physically, maybe everybody wasn't on board, there wasn't communication, like were you ahead of your time, like something happened that caused the failure. So let's go back and think about it and know what we can do for next time. Because being a doer, there will be a next time, right? There's going to be a tweak, and then there's going to be a next time. So those are all some things that it takes to keep moving forward to your dream. And another thing about a doer is that I think the idea of shoot for the moon, right? Because if you fail, you're still going to be amongst stars, right? So yeah, it's all going to be good. It's all good. So just keep moving, and don't forget your foundation of your faith and what you believe, and also, yeah, practical steps like saving, having a backup fund, having people to support you. Yes, so if you feel like you're on thin ice, it could be that you really are on thin ice because you haven't really built that safety net that you need to do the things that you're trying to do. All right, let's get that safety nest going. Let's get it going. Let's get that firm foundation going, all right? Yes, all right, it's good to talk to you this Friday. You guys be blessed out there, and keep watching and keep commenting and keep sharing, and let me know how you're doing on your road to where you're trying to go. All right, be blessed.